are on. Okay, so let's go to Digit Exploder. Let's see what the Digit Exploder happens to be. Our users have been rating, or have rating some of our hardware products with 1 star. With users reviewing citing, draws too much power and overheats. Numbers are too complicated for test subjects. Occasionally removes alarming volumes of skin from human users. That's a bad thing. So management has come up with a solution to make the numbers smaller and easier to understand. Grab each number from the inbox and send its digits to the outbox. Oh, good God. For example, 123 becomes 123. Are you serious? Okay. How would you do this? I would need to set up a hundreds place counter, a tens place counter, and a 0 place counter. So first thing to do is copy from 0. I'm going to copy this to doom, boom, and boom. Oops. 0 counter. 10 counter. And 100 counter. Okay, so. Okay, that's setting up my world. Copy from. No, excuse me. Don't copy from. Inbox. Sub from the inbox from 11. Like the 100. The word 100. We're going to do this to make it easier. 100. 10 and 0. Okay. I'm going to sub it from 100. If it's negative, then we've reached the end of the hundreds place. If it's not negative, we need to bump the hundreds count. So that means I actually need to inbox. I need to copy it to, let's see, there's my placeholder for my number. Sub it from 100. If it's not a negative number yet, I need to bump my hundreds place and do it again. After it bumps. I think that'll keep running through. The second it's negative, I need to copy from my 100 count and outbox it. Let's see if this even works for the 9. So it gets my setup. Oh, wait. So I got 887, which I then needed to, because then I have to bump. Then I need to, before it bumps, I need to copy it to, that's annoying, copy to 0. And then I'm going to put a copy from 0 on here, which is kind of annoying because it'll reiterate that very first time. Okay, but it did. It gave me the 5. So the 5 exists there. So that's fine. That's fine. So I got the 5. So the second it outboxes, then I need to go into my tens definition. I could probably utilize... Oh, you know what? You probably could utilize some addresses, and instead of subbing it with 100, because then I could just rerun. Oh my god, that's gonna be interesting. So what values are the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11? So I need to get something that's 9, 10, and 11 as my addresses. You know what? Let's ignore that for now. I might come back and fix it after the fact with that. But let's get it working first, because it's going to do 3 different iterations. So now it's still just going to take the... Oh, God, it would be so easy, though. Hold on. I think I'm going to do this right now. Let me try to get this thing set up. So I copied from 0, so I got my zeros in there for all my counters. And then what I want to do is I want to copy from 10... I want to copy that to 4. Copy to 3, 4, and copy to 5. And then I want to bump down 3 and bump up 5. I know it's a big setup at the beginning, but what I should end up with is 9, 10, and 11 in those spots right when it starts. Yeah, so I got 9, 10, and 11. So what I have basically is addresses that I can use. Let's go 10 address. That's not 10 address though. That's 1 address. 10 address and 100 address. And I think I also actually need addresses of these places, which might make this hard because I don't have enough spots on the floor for this. Actually, is this not possible because of that? Because I don't have a place to store the number that I'm now using either. Because I would need an address placeholder for my counters as well. Shoot. 0, 10. Oh, whoa. Okay. I don't need all this stuff. Basically, I can copy from 10. Let's clear these labels. I just need 2 addresses because I need to bump the addresses. That's what I need to do. Okay, so I need to start at 11, essentially. 11 and 8. 11 and 8 is what I need in my thing. So we're going to do 1 and 2 are going to be my number address. And this will be my count address. So what I can do is I can copy from 10, because it's the value of 10. 9, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to start at 9. I need to start at 11. Copy 2. This is going to be my number address. And bump up the number address. So it starts at 11. And I need 8. So well, let's copy it to the count address as well. Bump up that and bump down my count address twice. Let's see if this actually gets me the numbers I want in there. Yeah, 11 and 8. So that's perfect. 11 and 8. If you guys don't know what I'm doing yet, don't worry about it. So instead of copying from This I will copy from the address of this. I will also bump. When I do the bump, it's going to be bump the address of my counter. I'm going to copy from the address of my counter and go. So this first one's not going to work to test if this even works because I need one with 100 splots. So this should, in theory, work for 700s. Beautiful. Because now that I have an address counter working appropriately, let's make sure it gets to 7 and puts it in the outbox. And then fails because there's not enough stuff in the outbox. There we go. Beautiful. Because what I just did there, instead of having to do a whole tens routine, what I can now do is I can bump down both of these and run it again. Straight up from... Copy from 0. There. Straight up from there. And in theory, I don't know if it's going to work with the ones column yet. Let's find out. So it wants to, so that's the problem, is it's going to want to, let's see if it works with a number that's 237. Let's see if it works with 237. Then I got to figure out what to do about the fact of if it doesn't have like the 100s place or the 10s place. Two. 30. Okay, it's not working. Oh, because it's subtracting 0. Okay, so it doesn't work with the ones place either. Well, crap. If it's not going to work with the ones place. What if I bumped my 0 to actually be a 1? Is it going to be 1 digit off if that's the case? Let's go really fast to get the 7 part. It actually worked. It actually worked with the ones place. But the problem I'm running into now is it won't jump to the next number, because in order to jump to the next number after it does 3 iterations of this thing, I need to go to the beginning and essentially reset everything. But I've now broken my 0 spots. Not only have I broken my 0 spot, I would need it to jump all the way back to the beginning. Which, you know what, is possible. With some interesting coding. Where I would basically start from... I'm going to copy it to here as well as a... We'll have this be new new 0. So I have a 0 placeholder that will always be a 0 placeholder, and copy it to this as well as my iteration count. And then I need to bump it twice. This is ridiculous. I don't know why I went down this path. This is a bad path to have gone down. Because what I need to do now is basically it's going to be set to 2. I might need it to be set to 3 so that when it's, well, I can do that. So after the end, before it actually like outboxes the value, because what did it do? It went down through the 593. Let me see something here. Five nine. Ah, shoot! I didn't mean to stop it. Okay, no, stop. Okay, you outboxed the 7. You still bumped those to change them. What I needed to do is instead, before it does this bump after the outbox, it needs to, okay, here we go. Bump down my iteration count. Jump if 0, if the iteration count gets down to 0, it needs to start over. Otherwise, it bumps them down and continues on. Well, that still doesn't solve the, I gotta get to 100's place first. There we go. Because that does not solve the problem of what you do if there's a 0 right away. Oh my god, so that's actually, oh, 62! Wait, why didn't it end up outboxing that? It should have outboxed it first. Why on earth didn't it outbox? Wait, back. Okay, so maybe what I need to do is bump it and then jump if 0. We need to bump this one more time up here. I don't have any idea. That one's already not going to work. This one might. It should go 493, and then it should give an error when it starts the 8-2. Okay, but now it's screwing everything up because it's putting 1s in places. Because I need to pull from my new 0. Everything after Copy from 0, copy to new 0. This needs to go there. So that my new 0, and then copy from new 0. That'll get rid of that problem, though it adds a significant amount of other problems. So, now the last thing I have to do is figure out how to know if it doesn't have a hundreds place right away. So basically, if on the very first time it tries to do the subtraction, it becomes negative, and the counter that it's going to place in is 0. So right before it's going to do a copy from the counter. See, I don't know what happens with a 0 then. It's not going to do the zeros appropriately, is it? Because what I really need it to do is, if it... Shoot! Zeros are going to be a problem, because basically I need to check if it's a 0. I was on the counter. If it's a 0, it's just going to go to the next one. Well, actually, if it's a 0, it's going to jump down to here. That should take care of, like, something like 20 should start with a 20. It should start looking at the tens place. Yeah, so it automatically made it start looking at the tens place. The problem is there's a 0 at the end of it. What am I trying to bump? Trying to bump count add with an empty value. It's not an empty value. It was something. Oops. Didn't know you could do that. Give me some time, guys. Give me some... Guys, I came so close. So close. I actually passed. But he says, aha, your solution works for the specific inputs but fails for other possible inputs. Yes, here, I'll give you some inputs that cause your solution to fail so you can see for yourself. It's going to be the 0 ones. I scrapped my code. So, watch, if I stop and reset, he's going to show, I bet you a bunch of these are going to have... this one, I guarantee is going to stop on this one. I scrapped the code I was using, which was this. Not that it was bad, but I was going to do it individually, like hundreds place, then tens place, then zeros place, and see what we can do. Came to the realization, I don't need to do anything for the zeros place. I'm an idiot in that regard. If there's not hundreds or not tens, the number that's left over is the zeros place. I don't need to figure out how many are in there. I know how many are in there because it's what the number is. So that's fine. This is actually shorter code, splitting it all up. And what it does is it sets up the stage with just using the 6, 7, and 8 rows for my counter placeholders. And I check the first time in each one of these. So the hundreds box, basically I get it from the inbox, I copy it to 0. I sub it from 11. If it's negative, the very first time it does it, it means there's not a hundreds place. So therefore it jumps on down and goes straight to the tens place. And then goes down and pretty much does what the code did before and counts up and gets the right number of the hundreds place. If there's not a hundreds place, because I only start with tens, this is going to work fine, because what I'm going to do again is I'm going to copy it, I'm going to check what do we have, and... shoot, I think I can do this in another subroutine. But basically, what it'll do is it'll check just in case it gets like a 97, like it has now. There's no hundreds place, it'll jump right down to the tens place. It'll check if there's a tens place. If there's not a tens place, just like it did before, it jumps over to the ones place. So when this 9 comes through, it'll kind of look and be like, okay, that's not hundreds, it's not tens, it's a 9, and it'll go straight to the outbox. That works fine. The problem I'm going to run into is if there is a 100s place and there's a tens place is a 0, such as this 105, it's going to throw an error because it's going to think that there's not a hundreds place, and it's going to jump over to the ones, and it's going to try to input 1-5 into the outbox instead of 1-0-5. I can almost guarantee that's what's about to happen. So this, for the first two, should work fine. It's going to be when we get to the 105 that it's going to have an error. Boom, boom. Here we go. So, boom, 100. 5. So now it put a 5 there. So I know I got that. The problem is, it realizes... Yep, see, it got 1-5 instead of 105. So I somehow need a condition. And it's only a one specific condition because I got it taken care of if there's no hundreds plays. Oh, I do have it taken care of if there's nothing in the ones place, because when it gets down to that, it's going to outbox it anyway. Interesting. What if it's like 110? I don't know what it's going to do if it's 110. But let's ignore that for now. If there isn't a 100s place and it jumps down here via this jump, I almost need it to do something first. So right here, instead of jumping all the way down there, oh no, because if it's negative, well, I guess I can do a final subroutine. So it's going to jump way down here. And then there's going to eventually be a jump back out of this to either the 10s place or the 100s place. But basically, it knows there's not a 100s place. How on earth do you account for this? Because it drops the number from... Okay, my counter still exists, though. So if it... No, because here's the problem. Here's the problem I'm running into. If initially there's not the 100s place, it does need to jump straight down to the 10s place. It's when it doesn't do this, but instead is in the 10s place just from getting to the 10s place. I basically need to jump from here. Well, no, it outboxes it, and then in the 100s place, I can copy from 0, sub that from 10, if it's negative, this is where I need to, if it's a negative, I need to drop a 0 in the outbox, because that means there's a 0 in the hundreds place at this particular point. So let me go way down here. I need to copy from 0 and outbox that, and then jump it back up. Oh, I already have this jump. Jump it back up, not to the 10s place, but jump straight into the 1s place. This will take care of, I think, these two, but if it's like 230, I don't think it's going to work. So let's see, we're going to get our 2. For 208, so that works. He's going to tell me again that it works, but not with all the possible combinations, I almost guarantee. Because he's going to hit me up with one that ends in 0. And I'm going to have to do essentially the exact... Oh no, it doesn't matter actually, because it's just going to throw in the 0. That should actually work. Because it's just going to copy it anyway. It doesn't care. Honey Badger don't care. It worked. Not quite there on the size challenge. And definitely not there on the speed challenge. But hey! It worked. I'm shocked. But it worked. So guys, thanks for watching another episode of Human Resource Machine. we're honing in on the end of this game, guys. This is brain teasers galore. Alright, guys, we'll see you next time.